We're live.
We're fucking live, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest fucking not financial show that there is on all of X. And how can I say that confidently? Because there are no financial shows on X except for us, making us the best. Now, we are a financial show. We are not financial advice. Don't fucking follow me for financial advice. I will fuck you over every time. Now, Eddie's pretty good with finances. Britt is really good with finances. Together, they are a superhero team that really kind of guide me in my financial journey. Personally, I am in fucking debt to my eyeballs, student loans, the whole fucking deal. But these guys, they are financially literate, super responsible, and I recommend that you follow along. Now, what is this show about? This show is all fucking about memes, money, finances, cryptocurrency, business. Shout out Business Coin, by the way. I hear those guys are going to go fucking viral. And why am I talking like this? Why am I just going on and on? Because right now I'm inside your favorite group chat, dropping the link to this show. And if you hate that, if you saw me post that in there and you click on it, you're like, why the fuck is this asshole doing that? I got it. I've got an answer for you, buddy. Kick me out your fucking group chat because I'm never gonna stop this shit. Eddie and Britt, how the fuck are you today?
Feeling good, feeling great. Excited that we are less than a month away from not NFT NYC, guys. How are you guys feeling?
I'm doing good. We're in this crazy part of the market where everything is just so uncertain, but things have been looking so good lately. I'm starting to trust the green. The green that's right behind Laura right there. You see that?
Looks like you have about until July 7th to trust the green.
Well, there's just been there's so many things going on in the market all at once, and so you don't really want to. It's just like crypto. It's like you really got to focus in on what you know, and so. Obviously what I know is Robinhood, and Robinhood kind of goes up and down with Bitcoin. It goes up and down with the market. And this has just been a great time for all three. And so I'm just kind of nervous, taking a little bit off the table, but not too much. I'm still deep in there, but yeah, overall, it's just been fun. It's been exciting. Great time to make content about financial stuff. So how you doing, Laura? You sent all that out to everybody?
Yeah. I mean, I've sent that out to everyone that I can. I'm disappointed right now because I'm trying to sync up and I'm doing some old man stuff where I'm trying to sync up my phone to the laptop here. It is not working out. But I figured, some of the stuff is syncing. Give me just a second here. Let me see what I can fucking, I hope we have so much to talk about. I'm trying to find some good shit here.
Today we had NVIDIA earnings and those went pretty well. So I think the market was pretty much watching for today. It was like the Super Bowl for finance, but it seemed like nobody else knew that this was going on. So that's pretty funny. Like if you're not paying attention to stocks, probably didn't even know NVIDIA had earnings today.
I can't believe they sent to 142 in after hours. I think they settled around 140. I'm really happy that I bought that dip. We've been speaking about NVIDIA since probably 2023 on the show.
Yeah,
2024.
Yeah, that CEO is just he's a monster,
Jensen
man.
Huang is amazing.
Yeah, he is a rock star. He wears a leather jacket to his earnings. You would love him, Laura.
He wears a leather jacket every day.
Yeah, but
one of my favorite things that he said is he's not in competition with anybody. He knows what's scientifically possible, and he is working towards that every single day.
Laura, his LinkedIn has 2 jobs on it. 1 as a dishwasher at Denny's, and then 2 as the founder of NVIDIA, which is one of the biggest companies in the world. So it's just a badass way to be like, yo, I'm fucking he did that on purpose.
Started at the bottom, now I'm here.
So he was cooking.
So are you saying that that NVIDIA kind of blew up today?
I mean, I wouldn't say blew up because I
Yeah,
know Lore's about to
130 before the tariffs. Now, I mean, we pulled back to like 99 and 97 at one point post in April. Now post earnings, I mean, we settled back around 124.
He's trying to set you up for a blow up meme. He's about to show you something blowing up right now.
I'm ready. I'm ready for something blowing up
All
like
right.
Nvidia.
A box truck exploded while driving down a street in a Chicago suburb, damaging multiple homes. The moment caught by this home security cam. Investigators believe the explosion was caused by a propane leak inside the truck, CNN affiliate WLS reports. A fire official told WLS the driver walked away with only minor injuries. No additional injuries were reported in the neighborhood. The truck was a rental from Penske, which said in a statement that, quote, explosive, flammable, or otherwise hazardous materials should not be transported in a consumer rental moving truck.
Oh, there you go.
That's
Yeah.
a coincidence or very, very well planned assassination attempt.
Yeah, and I mean, I wonder, does Penske have stock? And I was gonna to ask you guys about what does Penske stock
They
look
do.
like?
They're up 6% year to date, and they are down 0.5% on the day. So nothing too crazy. But
Nothing
yeah,
major at all.
Penske Automotive Group. That's ticker symbol PAG, International Transportation Service Company. So.
That's an interesting one, dude. So these guys can literally have cars that blow up, and they're still there. It's like, no, we're good, man. It's like 1 in a billion. You know what I'm saying? It's just down a little bit. We're gonna be all right.
No, that's just that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate for that guy. Hey, did you hear about Circle IPOing? Oh yeah, I know you commented on there. Are you reserving any of the Circle shares?
Well, that's the thing, is that I needed your help to kind of teach me, like, what do I have to do to make that happen?
Just open up your Robinhood app and type in the ticker symbol for Circle.
And I can just buy it now as a regular person.
No, you can't buy it. You can reserve it. So you just pretty much
reserve the right to buy.
Yeah, you put in a request for how many shares you want and how much you want it at, and then they like on the day right before IPO, they're gonna allocate it to everybody. It's like a little pre-IPO launchpad thing. So yeah, it's for me, it's cool because I've been looking at stable coins and I'm like, this is the time where crypto people win. And you win because traditional finance looks at this company and they don't know what to do with it. They don't understand it, but we do. And for us, it's more of like, I guess to people who invest into crypto, you would call stablecoin boring. But I would argue that the boring is how you get rich. And so looking at these stable coins, knowing how boring they are, knowing how useful they are, these getting the front stage with the recent stablecoin act, Genius Act, and now Coinbase got entered into the S&P 500, and their counterpart on USDC, which is Circle, the people who issue USDC, they're going to be going IPO. So it's like, I'm very excited for like the trajectory of where coins are going. But yeah, it's just a good time. This is the only time like crypto people have alpha over traditional finance.
That's true.
Well, so I've never looked at it that I've never looked at it that way, but like, I know you just explained a little bit, but I need a deeper dive into it. Why? What makes even like a lore lord that's like barely touching or scratching the surface? There's some people that are really deep into it that I feel like you're like, yeah, those people are going to win. How is somebody like myself going to capitalize on that?
I think this is a great way to yield without the risk. So instead of staking and locking your crypto, like you're trying to stake ETH and get some yield on that, if you remember the Celsius days when we all thought we were good, but this is a way that some yielding stables are already available, but Circle is USDC, and that is the number one coin that they're the issuer of USDC. They laid the groundwork. So now that they're becoming public, this is one of the trailblazing companies to tokenization, to putting digital dollars on chain.
Wow. Beautiful. You know what? This is why I absolutely love hanging out with you guys. I mean, you guys, honestly, you guys teach me so fucking much. In fact, I saw a video, and I think this is it. We're gonna find out.
Get money with, never get money with niggas that want to make money. Get money with niggas that want to make money with you. Never shine with motherfuckers that want to shine. Shine with motherfuckers that want to shine with you, because they want for you what they want for themselves.
Yeah, so fucking that's what I fucking I saw that and I remember thinking, I was like, these guys
That
really
hits
helped me.
home more, especially with what we've been through in the past year. That hits home way, way hard, and that is
It
so
does.
true.
Let me
That's
see
real.
here.
Yo, bringing it back to the stable coins though, USDC is the #1 regulated coin. You know, they're #2 by market cap. I put a little link right there into our private chat if you wanted to bring that up of what I wrote about it on X, and I'll write something deeper on it. But just to give anybody a grasp of what tokens are, what these USDCs are, it's like these are 1-to-1 backed by the US dollar. So in my opinion, will be the best export that America ever had, ever. And I'm talking like this is going to maximize the GDP past what tech companies have done for us. You know, this is software on steroids. And the reason I say that is because it's going to put US dollars into the hands of people who don't have US dollars. And so the biggest complaint right now is we can't get rid of the deficit. We can't get rid of this, our budgets. We can't slash enough to even come close. And what we need to do then we need everyone to have US dollars, because there's too much US dollars around, right? There's way too many out there. And what happens is the purchasing power ends up decreasing. But we don't find stable coins interesting in crypto natively in the US because we have access to the dollars already. But these other countries and these other people do not have access to the dollars. And then you bring in all the efficiency that stable coins bring. So you can have like digital asset markets, like Brittany was saying. You can tokenize stuff. That's like the whole point, is like you can tokenize something and you can buy it with a stable dollar. That obviously makes sense. But this is cross-border payments, right? So you have a digital dollar that can cross any border 24/7. You don't need to wait for Swift banking. You don't need to wait for the ACH to process. You don't need to wait for the bank to 3 to 4 or 5 business days to process. Then you have like retail having that power, having their US dollars, eventually having yield, like Brittany was saying as well. You're going to have that power to not even to mitigate the risk of a third party. Capital markets will obviously flow efficiently because you can settle instantly, right? Instead of what a normal trading day is for like a broker is about T2, which is the trade plus 2 business days. In the US, we have got it to a trade plus 1 business day, but stable coins get you to trade plus 0 business days, right? So it speeds stuff up, and then it obviously, yeah, and it's a low cost, and it's obviously accessible to anybody with the wallet. So I feel like this will be our greatest export. USDC is actually regulated, unlike USDT, who has the #1 market share in the world, but these are smaller obstacles. So it's like you're betting on an underdog, you're betting on America. And overall, stable coins kind of it's going to bring back ETH, because the importance of selling block space and the usage of tokenization is going to bring back the use of Ethereum and smart contracts. And so I'm just very, very bullish on this stuff right here.
Yeah, that's a great point, because ETH is failing right now because so many people are looking at ETH as the coin, as the currency, but if you're thinking of ETH as the ecosystem, ETH as smart contract, the layers, what you can build on, what you can do with ETH. There was a really good Bankless episode that I actually just listened to, and they speak a little bit about this. But if you focus on growing ETH, the network, before you focus on growing ETH, the coin, then it'll grow by itself. And stables will help do that without having to, we got to pump ETH. ETH is dying. No, we have to grow the network and have people actually using smart contracts, using stable coin settlements like Robinhood on the weekends. Stake Shake just said that they're using Bitcoin, and it's cutting so many of their credit card fees, and they're going to be looking into different cryptos soon. So it's happening at a massive level that pays to be early right now.
So okay, on that note, you're saying that because all of this activity and all these things that are going to happen, that the stable coins are going to be able to act or function also where the money is going to become the way that people can profit off of these stable coins is going to probably be like the interest that you accrue on it as if it were a high yield savings account. Did I understand that correctly?
Yeah. And then with things like the US Global Dollar Network, you'll be able to get paid and grow yield by your actions on the network, what you're contributing, who you're onboarding onto the network. There's so many ways that institutions don't let us get a piece of the pie, where the US Global Dollar Network, all of these new things that are happening will definitely let the little guy get a piece.
And so USDC is only one product, Lore. They have the EURC as well, which is the euro back-to-back 1-to-1 digital coin as well. And then if you scroll to the bottom of that thread, they recently just bought a yielding stable coin that is backed by money market funds, and they just purchased this in January. It's scroll up a little bit, just a little bit. They purchased it from Hashnote, and it's called USYC, and it's literally just backed by money market funds, so short-term treasuries and stuff like that. And so this is already possible. Just like America hasn't allowed us to own these coins and profit from it. What's good, Brandon?
So yeah, so it sounds like
we're going to partner with the world's best people, and we're going to dominate. And you can be along for the ride, or you don't have to be.
Exactly.
He's so sassy. I love it.
I love it. Yeah, man. Fucking.
You don't like that? Go look for something else. We're pretty happy.
We're pretty
happy. No, we are, and it's this is the time where I like to remind all my friends who are in crypto who have not made the switch to the traditional finance markets like stocks. This is where you have an advantage because you know about USDC. You know when you were taking profits in whatever crappy meme coin you were in, you needed to stable up sometimes, and you needed to get into a stable coin so that you can still play and you can continue playing the casino. Well, it's the same thing in the real world, except they don't have a US dollar to run to. They don't have fiat to bitch about. They have a shitty currency, in some cases, hyperinflation, where they have to stable up. And stabling up is a matter of survival. And that's where I see it is people over here don't see the bullishness in it yet, but it's because it's not solving our everyday problems right now. Only the people who need instant settlement. Most people can wait 3 days. Most people can wait 2 days, 1 day. Some people can't. And these other countries and these other people that need access to a US dollar need this T+0. They need the instant settlement. They need the assurance that the money's not going to disappear. The value of the money, of the purchasing power, is not going to disappear.
Bro, I love that you just taught me T+0. It's the first time that it's just the first time that I've heard that. Or
well, T+0 for the markets means 24/7 markets. When T+0 happens, that means I can go buy I can go on Robinhood and trade Apple on a Saturday, on a Sunday, at any time of the day. That's what that means. So the fact that stable coins are already there, we're just not utilizing the underlying technology to get the rest of the world onto T+0.
Also, this is a stable coin that's backed by the US dollar. It's not like an algorithmic backed stable coin. It's real. They have attestations every quarter where they
proof of reserves.
They have to go and make sure, hey, they say they have 100 million. They actually have 100 million of treasury backed.
And so here's my thesis on Circle, because Circle will be IPOing soon on Robinhood, right? For about $24 to $26. That valuates it at a little bit above about $1 billion, maybe 1.5 or something. I don't know, but not a lot. Okay. And so the USDC alone is over 60 billion in market cap. So you're doing that math. They earn a lot of their revenue from USDC, from USDC reserves. So you're trading USDC, but they have the treasury funds, they have the backup, and they're generating income off of it. But the red flag for me, and I put it right here in this post, was that they're paying Coinbase a majority of the revenue, right? And the reason they're doing that is because Big Brother Coinbase is making USDC the ultimate stable coin. They're the big brothers powering it behind it, but they're getting this big check to do it. And so I started clicking. I'm like, well, you know what? If they decide to renegotiate this deal and say, hey, you know, we're not going to rely on Coinbase so much. We're going to rely on some other stuff. That's where I started clicking, where Circle could be such a good opportunity to buy at IPO that's why I get excited. And I know a lot of people out there have left crypto, went to traditional finance or whatever, and they understand that how important stable coins are. Those are the people I'm talking to. So if you don't understand anything I said, conversation is not for you. Pay attention to Circle. And if something changes before IPO, oh, we're going to be in for a lot of revenue, man. It's going to be crazy.
Hello? Listen, because a real bitch is talking who gets real fucking money. Fucking weirdos.
Hey, shout out to my wife. You guys are going to hate this, but it is National Hamburger Day, and my gorgeous wife smashed burgers.
She's the best. I'll let it fly just because it's hers.
That's awesome. Dude, you already made it. You're living the dream over there.
I am. All right. Well, since you were kind enough to teach me what T+1 is,
and 0 and 2.
Well, I'm going to tell you, did you know that it's T-29?
No, what's that? Oh,
yeah, it's
not NFT NYC.
It's T-29 MFers. Shout out to Buffalo, that absolute madman who created that video. Dude, we have so much going on for Not NFT NYC. If you have not yet already, go get your motherfucking tickets. They are only $22. They are not going to be just $22. Yeah, the number only goes up. We are in a bull market. Today you can get them for $22. You're not going to be able to get them for that price very much longer. Shout out all of our sponsors, Board Trading Co., Laughing Apes. I have to kind of go through the list here. We got to reach out to
Productions, Bitcoin Radar.
There you go.
All of Us Radio, The Laughing Ape, Board Trading Co., Bitcoin Radar, and Liz Mejia, Dank Memes, and Fuck It Productions.
We're going to partner with people, and we're going to dominate. And you can be along for the ride, or you don't have to be.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Not NFT NYC, happening at the Producers Club in Manhattan, Thursday, June 26th. Be there or be fucking lame. I don't know what to tell you. Shout out fucking Dank Memes, who we spoke to today. If you're into meme coins, you definitely want to check those guys out. Stand on Business as well. Business is another token that I'd love to get involved in for our meme coin panel.
You know who else I love? I love Flip Memes. We are huge fans of Flip, and you can catch Lore Lord and AOU's new collection on Flip very, very soon.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, man.
There's some alpha there. Absolutely. Yeah, dude, it's flipped. That's an old meme from the, I don't know what that fucking
it's time to flip.
Yeah. Dude,
and for that, the meme of the week is Labubu at Not NFT NYC. Right there, just chilling right there. That's a Labubu. Laura's like, what the hell am I looking at? Shout out to Labubus. If you know what the Labubu is, you're in. Okay, that's all I gotta say. So cute little NFT, Not NFT NYC clothing. So
yeah, and I think what we need to do leading up to the show is that we need to have specifically for Dank Memes, we're going to start doing like start off every show with a Dank meme and be like, all right, let's rate this meme. What do you think it is? You know what? And back in the day, when we were just doing regular spaces, we used to have meme contests where folks would actually generate and create memes live on the show.
They got some good money for that too.
That was before AI too. So, you know, things might get a little spicy.
Some meme legends in the chat back in the day. We need to run that back.
we might have to run that back. What else? So what else is going on in the market?
Well, we talked about Nvidia's earnings, which were great. And we're all American, 100% American Nvidians. And, you know, we come from the tribe of semiconductor chips. So, no, but for real, Circle was probably the biggest thing that I wanted to talk about today.
I do want to talk a little bit more about NVIDIA because people are saying, oh, you know, GPUs are not, they're not going to be selling as much. There's no reason, but all these LLMs coming out, there's just such a need for them in the market. If you see a pullback for NVIDIA, I would definitely get in. We've been speaking about NVIDIA since 2023 on the show. And I mean, now is the time because you want to buy it at maybe 112 instead of 200. So definitely invest in the AI revolution. And if you are interested in this, I don't know, this time of the wild, wild west, and you don't want to be looking for gold in the gold rush, you want to be selling the shovels, you want to be purchasing AMD, NVIDIA, TSMC, the likes of that.
Yeah, I mean, they really are the energy of everything, you know, when it comes to AI. And you do not want to be left behind or shocked if you know, if you miss the boat, kind of like
Your apprentice
here.
on first day to take couple reels.
Oh no. Is he getting shot?
I just videoed him. He didn't think, oh, let me freaking pull this guy off the damn ladder. Oh my gosh, people are useless.
No, he had to film. He had to film it. You know what I mean? He had to film it so that we could talk about energy costs and not missing the boat when it comes to NVIDIA AI. He did it for the greater good. He did it for us, not one of us, but all of us. So shout out to that guy filming.
There's not enough energy for the whole NVIDIA stuff to really take off and everybody to have a robo-taxi and a robot. And so I'm really interested in what the picks and shovels are for the energy sector too.
It's gonna be, I think, I could be wrong, and I think it's gonna be solar. But one of the things that I learned from the Bitcoin miners is that solar doesn't produce enough. It does not produce enough energy to like really make.
Then you gotta like get better solar cells and stuff, right?
Water, because these data centers, there's just so much water cooling needed. So I think water is going to be the main resource if you want to invest in, you know, get some indices. I would definitely get into water.
And when the world needed her most, she vanished.
Not only.
Hello. Listen, because the real bitch is talking. Who gets real fucking money? Fucking weirdos.
Yo, you're so right on that, Brittany. It's water. And so when I was talking to these guys, what they're looking at doing is buying dams and creating turbines on them to create that energy, because there's always that constant flow of water. And you brought up another point that I thought was brilliant, is the fact that it's going to take so much water to cool these things. I think in the future, what we're going to start seeing is people buying these dams and buying these waterfalls or whatever it is, so that they can start producing that electricity and probably reusing water in some way to cool off these machines. So the question is, how do you monetize that, right? Like how do you figure, do you buy a dam? Are you the producer of it? Are there going to be companies that you can invest in to make that happen?
Is there a technology that's going to make this water system work
Maybe it's
for
water
them?
rights. You can buy water rights. If somebody else has water rights on their land, you can purchase their water rights. But for that amount, I don't know, for that kind of commercial amount would be absolutely massive. Yeah, that's interesting. That's something we have to definitely look into, ask some AI about.
So a couple hours ago, U.S. Court of International Trade rules against President Trump's tariffs as invalid under IEEPA. President does not have the authority to unilaterally impose tariffs. So stuff's getting tied up now. This is crazy. Yeah.
You better go out and buy stock now. Let me tell you, this country will be like a rocket ship that goes straight up. This is going to be numbers that nobody's ever seen before.
That was good timing.
What do you want me to do? I have all of these things here. I have one from Port Bagels, but I don't know what it is.
Great.
Oh, nope, we're not playing that one. Yeah, no. I think that
Look at Seiko over there.
Shout out Seiko.
yeah, shout out Seiko, man. Seiko, I don't know who you are or what you stand for, but
I don't even know what that means. No one knows what it means, but it's
all right, I'm getting crazy on this board. I got to add more stuff to it. I don't know, man. So what does that mean, Eddie? So what does it mean? It's saying that the court's saying that you can't impose these tariffs. People love the tariffs.
All right, so like in basketball where it's like you're dribbling and someone like grabs it, but you still have it, and you kind of have this tie up, and it's just that's what's going on right now. So it's a jump ball at this point. We don't know who's gonna run away with the rock after, but for everyone in the market, this is just a win because any delay, any good news is great news for the market and for your short-term trades especially. But yeah, I mean everything right now for me personally is like back to where it needed to be in the market. So I'm starting to
Oh, I love that you say that. I was just listening to a beautiful Tom Lee interview, and he made such a wonderful point. If you just take 10 days, 10 of the best days of the year off in the market, you can end the year negative even on a great year. So if you are not fully locked in all the time, and that's so true, if you bought the dip, if you bought the fear in April, there's no way you're not positive on your positions right now. I mean, if you sold, yeah, you could really be hurting right now. But if you bought that dip and you were holding a little bit or at least your positions, there's absolutely no way that you're in the negative. I mean, people's year to date have jumped almost double. I'm seeing in stream chats.
Yeah, I want to say I was up like 30% in January, and I was like, man, I'm not that great of a trader. I should just take some profits. And then the market went to shit for like 3 months, and then I just remember that feeling of like, if I ever make it back there, I'm gonna take some off the top. And so here we are, we're back here, and I took some off the top, and I'm like, like it's definitely an account that I like to be aggressive in, but I'm like 100% in Robinhood. Like in one account, it's like all. That whole account is just all hood. So I was like, I need to like play some other bets now because it's like I've kind of rolled this one up from $16 to $66. So I'm chilling, and there might be some more pullbacks in like the near future. So yeah, I'm excited. There is going to be some new crypto stuff announced in June for Robinhood. So I will be playing like some option calls around that event. What is it? Ethereum?
I think a few people are going to be there. Nvidia is going to be at that crypto event as well.
Yeah, I believe it's CC, ETHCC, and it's in France, Cannes, France. Cannes. Yeah. So we'll be paying attention to that. It's at the end. It's after not NFT NYC, so it's going to be like June 28th or 29th, maybe June 30th. It might even be the last day. I don't remember, but definitely right after not NFT NYC. So that's kind of what I'm staring at as an investor.
So where is that happening?
That's going to be in France.
It's going to be just for
ETHCC event, yeah. But Robinhood will be presenting there, and they were just at the Bitcoin conference yesterday, and a lot of it was like, we're not someone to talk about it. We're more of like a show type of company, and so a lot of it just pointed to we're going to be at this CC event, and they did the RWA announcement as well. They like issued to the SEC parameters and guidelines that they would like to see for tokenized assets on a marketplace, and they're kind of like, I guess, pitching themselves as one of the first companies that can get this out for them. And so that's exciting too, is that this is the first time a brokerage has ever done something like that.
I strongly believe after this event that we will see S&P inclusion very, very soon, possibly by end of Q3.
Well, we have June 6th coming up, and that's the next time that they're going to decide who's in the S&P, and then those people that they decide will be in the S&P or kicked out of the S&P 500 will be that will be effective by the end of June. So, yeah, that's actually a good call. Another catalyst this first week.
I see that as you guys' draft. That's honestly the way I see it. The way people fucking get hyped up about the draft, that's the way that I see this event for you guys. To where you'll be able to watch like who's getting kicked out, who's coming up. What are you guys' predictions for that? I'm so curious.
I would love a William and Sonoma swap. I'm like, how did they get it before Robinhood or Coinbase swap? Because Coinbase is just too shady for me. The KYC situation that Brian Armstrong just went through, and it doesn't. That situation alone, it might be too soon to kick them out. But Robinhood needs to be in there before Coinbase or William Sonoma. Those are my two top picks.
The trade desk, they're like an advertising company. They have a chance to be in there. I guess SoFi, right? Wouldn't SoFi, like, I guess they don't, maybe they just don't have enough like capital, big enough market cap. But Coinbase, I like Coinbase in there because it's just a big step in the right direction for America, like recognizing crypto companies. So I do like Coinbase in there.
I like Coinbase. I like Robinhood in there before Coinbase, though.
It's not happening. They're already in there. So
I want to get you guys' take on what happened here and the way that he handled this. Let's see what we got here.
Hey everyone, I want to make you aware of a disturbing email that we received recently at Coinbase. It was a ransom note demanding $20 million in Bitcoin in exchange for these attackers not releasing some information they claim to have obtained on our customers. Now, we like to do things transparently here at Coinbase, and so I'm going to respond publicly to these attackers by saying, no, we are not going to pay your ransom. In fact, I have a few next steps in mind that I'm going to share at the end of this video. But for the rest of you watching, wondering what happened, we did an investigation here, and these attackers have been approaching our overseas customer support agents, looking for a weak link, someone who would accept a bribe in exchange for sharing some customer information with them.
I want to just say, I think that's one of the fucking most genius ways to social engineer somebody. Good old fashioned bribery, calling the 1-800 number and being like, yo, you want to make some money? Would you like, well, you know what I mean to say? You give me a little bit of intel, and then I'll pay you out. So what I'm just saying is that it's probably one of the biggest OG forms of, I don't know what you espionage.
Uno reverse.
Yeah. So, well, you're about to find out more about that here.
Now, our support tools have limited access to customer information. There was no passwords or private keys or funds accessed as part of this. But customer support agents do have access to personal information like name, date of birth, address, etc. And attackers still want access to this information because...
By the way, I know this is bad. I know Eddie is going to chew me out after this, but I personally don't give a fuck if you have my phone number, date of birth, my address. What are you going to do? You're going to fucking get more student loans? I don't know what the fuck you're going to do. You're gonna improve my credit. You're going to get a hold of my shit and be like, I don't want this one. So I don't personally, that does not bother me very much at all. I just want to say that in regards to my response to this whole thing.
It allows them to conduct social engineering attacks where they can call our customers, impersonating Coinbase customer support, and try to trick them into sending their funds to the attacker.
On that note, really quick, it doesn't matter if I get a text message from Coinbase, if I get a phone call, I automatically 100% every single time believe it's a fucking scam every time. So if I really do lose money and these motherfuckers reach out to me, I am so fucked. I am so fucked because the whole time I would have thought
if Coinbase is trying to reach out to you, it's too late. You almost
got my mom. They were this close to getting my mom. You know, she stays in the trenches with us. She's like, hey, were you moving funds from the account? I'm like, call me immediately. Call me right now.
And she's like, hold on, I'm calling them back. And then she's like, not answering the call. We're like,
stop. And then 3 days later, it was all over X.
So what he's saying is true, is they can get just enough information to social engineer you, to be like, oh, hey, so I do see that you're at 5315 ... And then they're like, and then they go, well, tell me your last 4 digits of your social. And then you tell them, and then they go, oh, I can see that you're, this account's registered under boom, 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 your first and last name. You go, okay, correct. And they go, well, is there anybody else that's supposed to be on this account? Who else lives in your house? Because they would be responsible for like taking care. And then you go, oh yeah, put my own, and then you're like giving them more information and stuff. And this social engineering can kind of like really affect you to the point where they can end up getting into your account and then actually doing some damage. So it's all real though. Like everything he's saying is so true. But what a major Uno reverse.
Oh, dude. So for me, it's I don't know what you tell me what my last 4 digits of my social are. I don't fucking know. Eddie, what are the last 4 digits of my social? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I thought you had that information. I gave it to you. You're supposed to tell me what it is. That's the kind of response these people are getting from me.
Good.
Now, unfortunately, they were able to find a few bad apples. Our systems are designed to mitigate the impact of something like this. So less than 1% of our monthly transacting users had their records accessed, but this is still unacceptable. And I want to tell you what we're doing about it. So first, any customers that were socially engineered as a result of this incident, we're going to reimburse them.
What a dope move.
There's more details on our website, on our blog post about the reimbursement process. You can read more there. Any customers who have been impacted by this or have been notified at this point. Number 2, we're hardening our systems around customer support to make something like this.
Oh, stupid ass. Oh.
So socially engineered as a result of this incident, we're going to reimburse them. There's more details on our website, on our blog post about the reimbursement process. You can read more there. Any customers who have been impacted by this or have been notified at this point. Number 2, we're hardening our systems around customer support to make something like this much more difficult in the future. And third, we're actually relocating some of our customer support operations as a result of this. But the last step is maybe the most important, which is that instead of paying this $20 million ransom, we're turning it around. And we're putting out a $20 million award for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of these attackers. For these would-be extortionists or anyone seeking to harm Coinbase customers, know that we will prosecute you and bring you to justice. And now you have my answer.
What did you think?
The angle, everything, it just reminds me of that. What's that Liam Neeson movie? Where he's taken. Yeah, when he's trying to get his daughter.
When you've gotten taken. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Like we have a special set of skills.
Well, I think you're right, man. It is the greatest Uno reverse that there could have possibly been. Yeah, dude. The greatest one to be like, fuck that. We're gonna give 200 million to find out who you are. So I don't know. Zach XBT is gonna. I wonder if he's gonna get on it. If he's gonna find these guys. It would be a wild story. It'd be an awesome documentary to come out from all of this. But yeah, man. The other one that I wanted to reach out to you about that I was so curious to get your take on was this one here. Let's see if I can pull it. There we go.
In terms of political spending, I'm going to do a lot less in the future.
And why is that?
I think I've done enough.
Is it because of blowback?
Well, if I see a reason to do political spending in the future, I will do it. I do not currently see a reason.
So, I mean, I'm curious to get your take on that. Do you think that there's a fraction happening there? Do you? I mean, what do you see happening? Do you think that Elon's going to return back to Tesla and to his businesses and step away from Doge? I know that he was not happy that the budget that passed had a higher debt ceiling and kind of erased some of the stuff that he had done with Doge financially, at least. So I'm curious to get your take. Is there? I don't know.
That's the look of a defeated man. I do want to say that little close up, he's speaking to a massive room, like a football stadium, and she's speaking from the couch and he's on a screen. So he's keeping that energy, not on a one-on-one interview. He's keeping that energy for probably, I don't know, that room was huge that they were in. It was like a WEF type of.
What was that, Davos? What was
Yeah, it was like that kind of event, like a World Economic Forum event or something like that. But it was huge. And the energy, him being so stoic, so like almost hurt, almost angry, but very straight to the answer, very straight and not talking too much. She was really trying to get more from him. But yeah,
and I mean, at the end of the day, none of this matters if America goes bankrupt, you know. and it's happened in other countries where you should go to the store and you buy a $10 piece of chicken, and you go back the next day and it's a $20 piece of chicken, and then you go back the next week and it's $100 piece of chicken. You go back 4 years and it's $1,000 for that piece of chicken. And this inflation can hit you so fast. I mean, I don't know how crazy it can get. We saw it have hyperinflation in Germany, and we saw hyperinflation in different parts of the world. And so none of this matters if we can't get this spending under control. So him doing all that and that being proposed, the big, beautiful bill, it's a slap in the face. And also it means we're not going to probably get a better world. So you know what the next route is expanding GDP tremendously. That's the only way to avoid inflation. And so Elon needs to get his butt back to work, expand Starlink, expand Tesla. We need to get work on the stable coins, expand that networks, and we need to start basically, we need to start shipping and doing all of our stuff over here in America and really expanding GDP, because at this rate, we're going to collapse. We're
also,
like,
imagine trying to be like, okay, I'm going to take a hold. I'm going to pause on my multi-billion-dollar company, and I'm going to try to save, Social Security. I'm going to stop these NGOs that are using government money to go and fight wars in other countries and upend their political happenings, all this stuff that the U.S. taxpayer is paying for. And then people are setting your cars on fire and stuff. I don't agree with half the stuff that he does, but the spending and the U.S. support of genocides all over the world, and hey, we're going to interfere with so we're just such interventionalists, and that really cost us a ton of money. We're not Big Papa to everybody. I mean, we got to take care of our own. So just focusing on that and putting America first, your company is going to shit. Cars are being lit on fire. Can't imagine.
Stock went really low, and now it's finally recovering. It's actually up, like,
and
I think it's up.
Political people saying, "Oh, you hope it goes lower," when you know that Tesla going lower is bad for the whole country. Obviously. It's bad for your
pension. Funds, it's bad for your state's pensions. It's bad for people's S&P 500 holdings. But it's up 60% from when Tim Waltz made that declaration about Tesla going lower. So
yeah, and so I agree with you. I would love the idea of things made in the country that we increase GDP. It looks like there's going to be things, issues with the tariffs. I think, and this is my opinion of why. One of the things that I say why this administration is so weak, and it comes back to the 48 laws of power, the art of war. And it's when you're weak, you try to make yourself seem big. And so, like, he really tried to make himself seem big to everybody in the world. I'm going to raise the tariffs. We're going to be doing everything. But the problem with that is we should have been quiet, is what I think we should have done. I think the tactic that we should have used, if it was truly America first, is that, hold on, let me talk to all these companies, get them in the room. Let's start building these factories now. Let me give you tax breaks on these factories. Let's start moving, getting all the pieces and things together. And then once we have our infrastructure built up, now we're going to hit these motherfuckers with tariffs, and we're going to have cars tomorrow. But that's the way that I think that it should have been rolled out and played out. I think we did it opposite.
Ago, though, Laura, that's 2 weeks ago. That's tariff talk, and tariffs are done. No one thought 100% tariffs were going to happen. The tariff talk is done. No one's worried about the tariffs anymore. What we're worried about, in a sense, and the tariffs were only supposed to mitigate some taxes and stuff, right? It was going to be like, oh, we're going to no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, but we're going to do these tariffs, and that's going to like make up for that, right? We're going to boom. And the tariffs are on us. The tariffs are, yes, it's on another country, but it means that American citizens will be paying for those tariffs, right? So instead of paying taxes on that, you're going to pay taxes on some random ass goods that you need from China. But that story, the tariff story, is old now, because he made all the concessions for the NVIDIA chips. He made concessions for like Saudi Arabia, and he's brought down, basically he's like, oh, I'm going to stop this $1 billion worth of goods, and I'm going to bring up this $1 billion worth of goods. And it's like, now it's just all cashed out, that the tariffs do not matter. In my opinion, they do not matter anymore. And the market is saying that. The market's showing that tariffs do not matter. But the only way that we're going to be able to actually grow this GDP, it's probably not manufacturing stuff. It's going to be doing what we do best, shipping software, innovating on all of our companies, and honestly getting US dollars into every freaking corner of the world. And that's what it's going to be. It's a new way, but there's been little buildups that are getting it done. These tariffs things are just such a
distraction.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's just a distraction, and it's a lot of stuff for the news to hang on, for the news to they love these headlines. It's so glorious. They're like, oh, Gulf of America, Canada is going to be our 51st state, blah, blah, blah.
Greenland.
These are all great, cool, good storylines and good for people to talk about, but that shit is not moving the needle. What's going to move the needle are these legislative acts that are going down, and this big bill is not it. It has way too much of a budget in there, and yes, this administration might be successful in the next 4 years. Even the next administration, 4 years after that, possibly we might even be set for the next 10 years, but this budget means the next budget is going to be bigger. The next budget is going to be bigger. And when does it stop? And who's going to pay the price? We're borrowing money right now that the future people have to pay back. It does not matter what we're doing. So, yeah. I mean,
look at this is a hot take that just came in. I think a lot of people will be selling their Nvidia position tomorrow morning and take profits. What do you guys expect from Professor Chaos?
So I have a shout out Professor Chaos jumping in on the YouTube live. I personally don't hold Nvidia the stock by myself. Brittany does, but I do hold a index fund SPYG that has 50% of its fund is in like 10 companies. And 12% is in Nvidia. So it's a number one holding. And I have a feeling that it's going to jump by the time tomorrow comes. And I'm personally going to be doing what you're saying, Chaos. I'm going to be taking some profits on there. And I'm going to be rotating my into cash, treasuries. And I'm going to be waiting for either Circle to kind of give me a good spot where I know it's going to be good. And other than that, I'm going to be just sitting on the sideline. I want to start raising cash right now. I'm back at where I need to be.
Instead of a screenshot this time. So I only sold one share because I am still trying to create my position, but I will definitely buy back 3 when I see a dip.
Fuck yeah. Good takes, man. Hey, this was a good fucking show. I had fun. I learned a lot. T0. I'm not going to forget that anymore. I'm not going to forget T0, T1, T2.
That's crypto. When a banking person wants to talk to you and like really try to, what does it do? It's like, oh, just T0. Everything that you do at T2, T3. So here's the other thing. America's at T1. A lot of stuff has passed over to become T+1. But other like our best friends over in the EU and Europe and stuff, they're at T2. Right? They're all still operating T+2. And if you're an emerging market, you're at T+3 or T+ more than 3. Like, so it gets a little slower and crazier. And wealth is all about velocity. It's all about money and the speed of money going around. So that's like,
why when Bitcoin came out, it was such a big deal. So yeah, the transaction would take 13, 25, 30 minutes, but it was still T0. So that's what, and it was a lower cost than what it would cost to wire or do something like that.
Because in real life, you're buying a stock from a broker. The broker has to take that money, send it to the clearinghouse, get the stock, assign it to the person who owns the stock. Now, a third party is actually keeping track of the ledger of who owns the amount of stocks and how much stocks are available for this company. And there's just all these middlemen in the process. But rather you attach everything that we know to a blockchain and you get the instant settlement. You get instant ledger. You get smart programmable money. Like it's just all right
instant
there.
Settlement, yeah, instant deposits. And this is going to be so necessary when we actually have full RWA clarity, when we are together, when we're owning commercial properties and we're like, okay, our rent is paid now. They're going to send that out via blockchain.
And there's laws that like you have to be a human to have a bank account, right? You have to have an ID, you have to have it. So when your robots and your AI agents will need to spend this money in the future, they're going to have to operate with the USDC or a stable coin or some other type of crypto, right? And that's another category where it's like that's going to be fulfilling another problem in the future where these very smart bots aren't even going to have access to bank accounts or anything like that. You're going to have to set them up with their own wallets so that they can execute stuff that you need, whether it be paying for compute, paying for the service, or transacting for you. It's like they're going to have some sort of digital way to like get around.
I love that you mentioned that about AI agents, because before the show we were just speaking about, sometimes when we have to deal with people, we pretend to be each other's like assistants or whatever. But instead of dealing with a bias of I'm calling this contractor and I want this work done, he's charging me $5,000 because I sound young, I sound like I'm a woman. You can use an AI agent, say, oh, also because I have a Los Angeles number and I'm trying to deal with somebody.
It'll know
in a
that
different part
already.
of California. So I put in the prompt, hey, make me a male, make me have a deeper voice, make me, from a zip code from this area, all of the information that I wanted to, and work for me, work on my behalf. So you don't have to play these little games, these bias and everything that you have to deal with. I think AI agents.
And when it's truly smart, you'll be like, hey, call me a plumber. And the AI agent will recognize, the best plumbers, the plumbers that they want to talk to are other guys. So it's going to form itself into a guy voice. Since it wants an older guy because it's going to want some sort of relation, right? And even so, it's like, oh, call the cops for me. It's going to, in order to get the cops there in the fastest amount of time, it's going to pretend it's like some young white girl, young boy, squeaky boy. Yeah. And it's gonna be like, hey, oh my God, cops, come here. And it's gonna like know very smart that this is the best way for me to get this task done for my,
And
whatever.
this goes so much further than just, booking flights or dealing with contractors, getting work done on your rental property. This has to go with choosing insurance. This has to go with everything that you're putting into insurance, this zip code, is it a covered garage? How are there people under 15 that live at the residence? All of that is being put into an LLM. They're spitting out that number for you based on all of the information you're giving it. So if you know what information they're looking for, we just saved over $100 saying my zip code is a different part of the city instead of where it is, because we live in a very highly populated area. So stuff like that, and knowing where can AI help me, where can't it, and usually it can. And if you're using it to improve your life, you're far ahead most people right now, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna take this this last question and then move on. Professor Chaos asks again: do you think equities hold less value or are overbought to prefer cash and treasuries?
No, you want equities. Those are, especially if it's like in a growth company that provides a dividend, I would say diversify. I know Eddie's going to have an amazing answer, but I would say you need equities, a little bit of cash to buy that dip, and treasuries for sure.
Yeah, my primary portfolio is index funds, a few single stocks, majorly hood, and then just a little bit of cash. Now, my retirement accounts, I don't hold any cash to buy. I buy SGOV, which is basically short-term treasuries, but that's because the retirement accounts don't pay any yield. And then in my individual account on Robinhood, they have 4% on cash. So at this point, I'm comfortable with 4%, and I've already hit my goal for the year. So I usually have a goal of like 20 and 25% on the year. I've already hit way over that. So I'm starting to take a little bit of profit because I was just 100% into Robinhood, and Robinhood did what it was supposed to do. But now I want to position myself for even longer, possibly take some profit and wait for options to come down. So right now, since everything is at a good level, I'm going to wait for a good red dip to come down. Then I'm going to go look at the options with some of the money that I raised. And then I'm going to play some options in the future, because you can leverage 100 shares or a contract and for way cheaper than you can buy 100 shares of these stocks. So that's just another way that I'm playing it, where I'm like, hey, I just want to take a little bit off the table, but I'm going to leverage a lot more into the future because it feels like a good bet,
And just to mention with Hood, the markets, Bitcoin, hand in hand. Hood is definitely a proxy on the markets. Hood 66 post earnings, and we are back to that rally number again. So I would definitely say, even though it pulled back quite a bit, I think down to 32 last month, we're back at 66, and I think we're going past 100 if we get S&P inclusion soon.
Fuck yeah. Beautiful, man. Great show. Professor Chaos says he appreciates the insights. So good shit. Eddie and Britt fucking running it through here. Anything that you guys want to add, talk about, discuss before we go? Did Eddie and Britt freeze?
Check us out on Flip. Are we back? Are we here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're here.
Check us out on Flip. Check out notnftnyc.xyz. And we will see you next week at 6:09 p.m. on Thursday.
That's right. See you next week.
Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you check out Not NFT NYC going down Thursday, June 26th in Manhattan at the Producers Club. You definitely want to be a part of that. Until then, have fun, be safe, do community service. We'll fucking talk to you next time. Peace. See if I can end this.